All right, for this video, we'll be using another 5-round liner. It's not a type round liner, it's just a 5-round liner with the dynamic black that I've always used. Also with the Tom's deodorant for the transfer and my flux machine. We'll go ahead and get this started right now. I'll be putting in the needle now. As you can see, it's new. I typically use this same needle back to back with like 3 to 5 tattoos, because then it starts getting dry and it won't really work as well. We'll go ahead and check. Looks like it's in the 8. Yep, number 8. Sometimes I use 7.5, 8, 8.5 for the majority of the time. Now I will be transferring the tattoo right now. I'll put some deodorant on it to get the perfect transfer. I dropped a little ink there, so kind of smear with the deodorant. No harm done. Let's go ahead and place Mario down. Press it down, give it some pressure. That way it captures it real well. Then we lift it up and let it dry for about a few seconds. That way the outer deodorant dries a bit. We'll go ahead and get everything set up, and we'll go ahead and get started. I think at this point my light turned off, so I had to turn it back on. So typically what happens here is that I like to usually start from anywhere I feel comfortable. From my understanding, when you're tattooing, you have to begin from the bottom up. That way you don't lose your pattern. Or I usually like to start from the right to the left, depending on how the linings are and stuff like that. I think it just varies, like how I feel comfortable positioning myself or using the machine and any like particular tattoo. But from future past videos that I've seen on how to actually begin tattooing, it's preferable if you start from the bottom up. That way when you do start tattooing on actual skin, you actually do it the right way, and that way you don't have a chance to lose your pattern. Also, with these fake skins, what happens is that if you do tend to clean them up, you will be losing your pattern. So what I highly recommend is just try to do your best to figure out your needle depth. See how it's leaking in some areas a little bit more. The video I uploaded yesterday, that one, everything went smooth. There was no leakage. The lining was good. There's no excess ink. That's something that I'm still trying to figure out as I go. It's weird because sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. I want to be consistent on understanding how not to do that. Also, it seems like when you dip into the ink, you just have to make sure you know how to measure the ink that's going into the area where it stores the ink, when obviously you're putting it in the little base that holds it, the ink holder. And you could actually see how high the ink is going up into the needle. That way, you could prevent a lot of ink being spilled or wasted, stuff like that. It's kind of hard to actually understand. There's a lot of techniques that actually go into tattooing, even from the smallest tattoo to the biggest tattoo. Obviously the biggest, more work, more stuff you need to obviously foresee before you start going in. Like majority of these tattoos that I'm practicing right now are fairly small, just because, I want to get the lining better, my circles, anything like that. Usually I like cartoons or animation tattoos also, because they actually have the ability to show you a lot of like techniques with the lining. They're not always straight, they're not always vertical, they're always like a round shape, a quick J upside down, like Mario's arm here, if you could see. So like I said, there's room for error, because you could stop in certain areas when you're not actually advised to stop when you're doing straight lines, because if you stop and then you start again, you will get that dot. So usually when you do stop in a long line, start a couple like millimeters or centimeters back before where the stop line was at, so you don't create a dot. And as you keep tattooing, you'll keep understanding. Like I said, I've only been doing this for 6 months and a week, and I have progressed. I see the difference, but also people have told me, and it's just like, okay, I guess I am, basically getting better as I go. So I hope you guys enjoy these videos. I'll keep uploading them, and you guys have a good day. Thanks for watching. Here's the result.